Good. This is AJT speaking live from the platform of Entrepreneurship Corner with AJT. There is something I want to be speaking on, and it's very, very germane to both individual and organization, and that is debt reduction. You have me right. Debt reduction, DEBT reduction. What is debt? Debt is the alternative you have sought for to finance one aspect of your life or your projects. I repeat again, debt is an alternative source of financing that you have sought for, whether from an individual or from a corporate body, to finance a particular project or uh, uh, aspect of your life or organization. Oftentimes you have had people going into the market, into public to raise funds. The fund that they have raised is not theirs. Oftentimes you yourself, you have gone out of your way to meet a friend, a family member, to raise you funds or to buy some things on credit. Whatever you have bought on credit or whatever funds you have taken to be repaid over a period of time is known as debts. There is nothing wrong in having debts, but where the problem lies, or the question we need to ask, what generated the debt? What did you use the borrow fund for? Knowing fully that you must repay the capital and the cost of capital. The cost of capital is the interest you are paying and the opportunity for gone that you are foregoing based on the fact that you have gone out of your way to get that facility. So when we are talking about debt, opportunity for gone over that debt goes beyond the interest rate, the interest you are paying. A lot of things that you could have done with the interest that you couldn't do just because you have mortgaged part of the cash. It would have been better to stay off debts, but most of the time, or occasionally, it is not always easy. And sometimes borrowing from getting extra facility will be the way out, the last resort for some specific project meant for some time. But when you are going for debt or for loan facility, there are so many things, variables, factors you need to put into place, into consideration before you eventually opt for it. One of it is the interest rate. Another factor you need to look at, does it have monetary the grace period? Another factor you need to look at, what is the amount of principal I need to pay on monthly basis or weekly basis. Say, for example, someone who are taking a loan of, let's say, 1 million and to be repaid within 6 weeks, or let's say 6 months, let's assume 6 months, and the person will need to pay close to 400,000 by the time you had everything together. So 400,000 plus 1 million divided by 6. Now the question is what you are putting that 1 million naira within 6 months generate profits that will have been able to take care of the normal expenses, pay the interest, and keep the company going or the business going. A lot of people fail to understand all these matrices. They just jump into getting the 1 million naira. And at the end of the day, they will struggle to pay. And they will end up being worse off than not to take the loan at all. So how do we reduce debts? Number one is start from managing the resources you have now. That is it. That is the first rule. A lot of people, they live a frivolous life. They spend and squander whatever that comes into their hand. And when they eventually need funds, they'll be forced to go out sourcing for external funds. So the second thing is prioritization. What I need to take this facility on, do I actually need it? Is it a matter of life and death? Is it necessary and compulsory? If it is necessary and compulsory, go for it. If it is necessary and not compulsory, you can go for it, but it can be delayed. If it is not compulsory and not necessary, you can do away with it. Another thing that you need to do, adequate record keeping. Adequate record keeping will help you to be able to monitor the state of your finances as a person and as an organization. Another point you need to look at to reduce debt is generating enough income. If you have enough income and you have a sustainable cash flow, you will seldom go for debt and credit buy or credit purchases. With these few points I've mentioned, if you put them into practice, you will live a debt-free life, or you will live a life at a reduced debt rate, and you have enjoyable cash flow system. Thank you.